for us. And I went and worked for them, you know. While I was working for them, that's when I got this house. I moved here. And the fire service across the road had a big sign outside of it going, we're hiring retained firemen, you know, join now sort of thing. So I was like, oh, go on then, why not? So I applied online and, you know, they said, yeah, do this English exam. I was like, okay, thank you. So I've done an English exam. I'm like, do this maths exam. So I was like, okay. They said, do this English and maths exam. And you're like, right, okay. And then it was come down for a medical, come down for a fitness test, go get your kit. You start in October. And that was literally the process. It was a throwaway application. I thought that'd be quite cool to try.
So this was as a retained firefighter, I think from your LinkedIn it says. And what is that? Is that, I guess...
So as a retained fireman, you basically have a full-time job in the real world. So Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, I was business development manager for an IT company. From 5 o'clock, I go home, get showered, get changed. From 6 o'clock, I was a fireman. So fully fledged fireman, all the powers, all the responsibilities. But I was on call, so I'll be sat at home watching TV with a pair of jogs and a T-shirt on. And I had a beeper. If that beep went off, I had 5 minutes to get from where I am to the fire station, in kit, the back of the lorry, ready to go. Okay, so you tended to be in assistance of the whole timers. So if there's a fire and, you know, someone's house is burning down, the whole timers will go straight away. And back when they're getting there and start to deal with it, you turn up to back them up. Occasionally they're already out in the shout and you're the first ones there.
Got you.
A lot of the time they don't want to get out of bed and you're putting out bin fires at 3 o'clock in the morning, which happens a lot. But that was busy. So I was on call from 6.
Or was it voluntary? A little bit?
Kind of.
Because what I was going to say, it's a big commitment, which is, because it's very cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure it helps you pick up women.
Hours.
But
yeah, well, there's I remember walking into a bar. There was the smell of petrol next door. So we turned up to this pub, and me and a mate of mine walked in full costume, and everyone started cheering, thinking we were strippers. Yeah, and that was it. Hey, get it off, get it off. What are you on about? And it took us a second to go, oh, hang on a minute, right? No, it's not what's happening. What had happened is someone had poured petrol down the drain, thinking it was the easy way to get rid of it, and it's flowing through the drainage systems, and you could smell it down the entire street. Anyone watching, don't do that. Don't do that. But basically, yeah, I was doing 90 hours a week on call. So Monday to Friday, every night from 6 o'clock at night to 6 o'clock in the morning. Then on Friday, I was on at 6 o'clock at night till 12 o'clock on the Saturday. Then Saturday, I was from 9 o'clock at night to 12 o'clock on a Sunday. And then Sunday was 9 o'clock at night till 6 o'clock in the Monday morning.
Because it is very cool, but it's a big commitment. Yeah,
I've done it for just over 2.5 years, nearly 3 years, something like that. Wow. Yeah, it was a very big commitment, to be fair. I got with my missus, who we're still with today. We've been together 4 years, and we probably got together 2 or 3 months after I started with the fire service. Now, her life kind of changed with mine. You know, if we went to her parents' house on a Friday for tea, we were going, all right, it's 8 o'clock, we've only got 20 minutes before I need to leave. Because I had to get home, get showered, because you can't be wet, because your hair if you're wet, it turns into steam and it can burn you, so you can't be wet. So you got to get home, get showered, and you're ready and clean and sorted by the time you're on call, so you can go to bed and hopefully your alarm doesn't go off. But she was getting in the same routine as me, where we couldn't just go out. You're on call, you can't just pop to the shop, because you're on call. If your alarm goes off, you have to drop what you're doing, get to the car, get to the fire station, get on the appliance and go to the job. It's physically impossible within 5 minutes. One of the best ways to describe it is house arrest. It's kind of you look at it, you're on house arrest for those hours that you've said you'll be there, and you have to give that in advance by a week. So you have to know exactly what you're doing a week in advance. And if you have to change your plans, you have to ring the fire station and say, this is why. I have to come off because of this reason, and hopefully it's a good enough reason where they go, yeah, okay, because you can't take the appliance off the run, because if you take the appliance off the run, then they can't go and deal with the fire. So it's a big responsibility. It's very rewarding. I've got to say, I've done things with the fire service which I never would have done in normal life, and I'm a prouder person for doing it. But yeah, it's a big thing. I miss it a lot.
Have you ever saved anyone's life?
I have been to a couple of road traffic accidents where I've helped people. I've never had a house fire with somebody in it, thankfully.
Do you remember Backdraft in the 90s? I remember that film.
I've witnessed Backdraft in real life. I have seen the film, yeah. But one of the things during training you had to do was witness what it would do.
Okay.
And it's scary. It is scary. I remember I was in a house fire. So backdraft basically happens when there's no oxygen flowing in a room. All the gases build up, but the fire dies down. And basically, when you open a window or a door, all the air flies in. The fire gets big and sets fire to the gases in the air, and it blows out the window or the doors or whatever. And I remember being in a house fire and the window smashed. And my heart dropped, and I went, oh my God, backdraft, I'm going to get blown up. And I went, oh, hang on a minute, the hose is dragging through a giant doorway, and there's plenty of airflow, and I'm absolutely fine. But it's that instant going, what's going to happen? And I was with a friend of mine also called Stuart, and we sort of like paused, and we sort of went, no, we're okay, carry on. You just don't know what's going to happen, you know.